It's starting to look like we may be getting our first 2025 Nintendo Direct as early as next week. Brand new evidence dropped and is pointing very likely at next Wednesday, February 5th. No, I'm not talking about the confirmed April Switch 2 Direct. I mean one final February Direct for the Switch 1 and one last salute for one of the best-selling consoles on the market. This Direct will help us understand better on what games are being saved for Switch 2 and what games will come out later on the Switch 1. With that said, I'm Tanking Way. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for everything Nintendo. Now let's get right to the video. What started all this was a while back when PH Brazil stated that a Nintendo Direct would happen in February and it would showcase one last Switch 1 game from a niche franchise. I'll be talking about this niche game and possible remasters after we go over the new info. I'll leave timestamps for you guys. The new evidence was put together by King over on Family Boards and backs up the claims made. Take a look here. By using Nintendo's transfer and user data, a list was made linking when Nintendo does maintenance to see if they line up when we get directs or other presentations. So September 12th, 2022, there was maintenance, and right after on the 13th was a direct. September 14th, 2023, there was also maintenance with a direct the same day. And last, maintenance on June 18th, 2024, and another direct the same day. 3 years in a row, there was Nintendo maintenance, then a direct right after, and it is also set to have maintenance once again February 4th. It doesn't stop there though, there's even more evidence. We all know how Nintendo likes the month February and the day Wednesday. To further back up the maintenance pattern, take a look at this chart. It shows past shareholder meetings, Nintendo Direct dates, and Pokemon Presents. The first thing to pay attention to is the shareholders meetings seem to happen just a few days before the Direct most of the time. But more importantly, look at the day the majority of the Directs land on. The month of February and on a Wednesday. The pattern has been consistent for the past few years and it seems to be lining up perfectly. On February 4th there's a shareholder earnings meeting and on the next day is February 5th, which is a Wednesday, with a Pokemon Direct around the corner and maintenance. This is hard to not get excited about. I mean, the data is right there. All signs are pointing to a Direct unless Nintendo decides to be Nintendo and break the cycle after years of February Directs. To me, this makes sense for Nintendo to have a last Direct for the Switch 1. The shareholders in that meeting on the 4th are going to want to know more about the Switch 2, and Nintendo will need something to give them. So a Direct makes sense to bolster early 2025 with the last big Switch 1 game, and maybe more third parties added to the Switch 1. It will also fill the wait gap from now until we learn the release date of the Switch 2. Now I want to discuss what this last big niche game could be, and after I want to talk about what remasters could appear. Fire Emblem has been thrown around as the big niche game, but I don't think it is. I think it's Star Fox. Nintendo has neglected Star Fox for a while now. I think his latest game was on the Wii U. I think it's time for him to shine again. If it is Star Fox, I want it to be the same form as Star Fox Adventures, my favorite Star Fox game on my favorite Nintendo console, the GameCube. It reminded me so much of Donkey Kong 64 or Banjo-Kazooie where you had to solve puzzles to get certain items to progress, or come back when you get this ability type of stuff. Exploring the big dinosaur planet was just a lot of fun. Some of the gameplay mechanics are similar in fashion to those in the Zelda games. Star Fox Adventures has a currency called Scarabs that can be used to purchase healing items, new equipment, and maps of various locations like in Zelda, where you collect rupees to buy various things. It also has this annoying guy as the shopkeeper, like Zelda mostly has Beetle. You also start with 3 hearts, and can earn more as you beat key moments in the game. You can even climb ledges and swim, but can't freely jump like in Zelda. Might as well call this game Star Zelda. Star Fox even gets a pet dinosaur and he can dig and find items and get places where you can't. Now I want this new game to be similar, but make it Star Fox Breath of the Wild moment. Every Nintendo game needs a Breath of the Wild moment. The remaster I've been dying for is Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. We all know the leak a century ago saying a possible double pack will release on Switch 1. This would be the perfect time for Nintendo to get one last burst of sales leading up to the Switch 2 launch date and just drop 2 Zelda games at once. There's also rumors of an Ocarina of Time remake, but I think they would save something that big for the Switch 2. People have been waiting for that a long time. Myself included. I never played Ocarina of Time, and would love to on a more modern version. Okay, I need to calm myself. When I talk about Zelda games, I always have to just move on or I'll be here all day and put out a 30-minute video. But yeah, I'd love more ports last second. Of course, there'll be a few third parties hopping aboard the Switch train for some easy sales. Microsoft is sure happy about the Switch 2, so they may have some left. I usually play my third parties on PC. I always buy Nintendo consoles for Nintendo-made games. I have so many more ideas on what the games could be, but I'm gonna stop there, and I want to hear what you guys have to think about this in the comments below. I'm Tanking Way. I'll see y'all in the next one.